Hi everybody, welcome back. It's May 28th, 2023, and we're going back to the moon again. You know, I never thought I'd be one of those conspiracy people who thought that we never landed on the moon before. I always thought those people were ridiculous and that there was so much proof that we had been there. But I remember seeing a picture about 5 or 6 years ago of one of the lander's landing pads, one of those discs that they use to keep it from sinking in the regolith, and it was perfectly clean. It was beautiful, had no dust on it whatsoever. And if you think about the lander comes down with a rocket, and it throws up all kinds of dust and debris and everything, and yet the feet on that landing gear were still clean. Nothing on them. So I just kind of stored that in the back of my head and let it go. What else can you do, you know? And then I started seeing things on the moon, and thanks in large part and mostly all to Ben Pellom and him introducing us to the Worldwide Telescope. The Worldwide Telescope is a real eye-opener in what we're finding on the moon. But even having said that, there's also some other pictures that came along that, well, they're impossible. These pictures are impossible. And yet here they are. It's a real problem for me. I think I see the surface of the moon based on these pictures and others. I have quite a few other pictures of nothing but buildings covering the entire moon. And so the idea that we landed on the moon all those years ago, to me, combined with that one picture that I saw of the clean landing gear, makes me think we never landed on the moon. I mean, when you look at these pictures, it's pretty easy to tell there's no open space here. It seems to be completely covered. And, you know, I understand how that sounds. But what can I say? You know, I've worked on these pictures, and, you know, I haven't done anything. And by working on them, all I do is I try to clear them up. A little bit of brightness and brightness and darkness and all kinds of nothing else, really. You know, maybe some contrast and some exposure, and that's about it. So, nothing fancy going on here. And when I see what we have here on the moon, it falls right in line with things, with other locations, the same type of construction and the same kinds of layouts, and the fact that it's completely covered from top to bottom. This is what we've seen in other places on this channel. I never thought I'd see it on the moon, but you know, it's there. So, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't understand how it's even possible. I mean, it's impossible, right? You know, tens of thousands of telescopes always looking at the moon. It's really close. And yet, nobody sees it. So, we know these people in our solar system, whether it's Mars or Venus or other places, are many millions of years ahead of us. So maybe with a combination of misinformation from the beginning, from hundreds of years ago when we first started looking and wondering about the moon, all the way up through now, combined with you know, some sort of a cloaking device, a hologram. That's as good of an explanation of anything. It may sound ridiculous like everything else, but hey, guess what? Anything goes. These people have been around a long, long time. And, we haven't. We barely tipped our toes into the pool of life, So we don't know that much, and that's the problem. We think we do, but we don't. And so to think that this could be a hologram covering the face of the moon, why the hell not? Why the hell not? All these UFOs that we see here on Earth, where do you think they come from? They're not coming from all over the universe or the galaxy. Maybe they are. There's a lot more of them close to home. So, I don't know. And so, they've been, I think it's a delaying tactic. They're talking about going to the moon and going to Mars. And, we just had a test rocket explode. That always results in delays. And then there is the other lunar lander that I think was out of Japan that disappeared. And they lost track of it. Also would create delay. So what's all the delay for? This whole thing about disclosure. Are we ever going to get it? I don't know. I think they're delaying, and I don't know why. So, the idea of going to the moon based on these pictures is ridiculous. And Mars isn't much different. So, I don't think we're going. I could be wrong. What a fantastic journey it would be, even from our TVs, sit in front of our TVs. But personally, I can't trust anything at all that comes from NASA. I'd hate to be one of those kind of people, but there it is. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to see you soon. Bye now.